morning everyone. My name is Mrudula, working as Assistant Professor in the Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering at MLR Institute of Technology, Hyderabad. Today I am going to discuss a topic from a subject called Industrial Electrical Systems. The topic is like Residential and Commercial Electrical Wiring System. Residential and Commercial Electrical Wiring System. These are the contents which I am going to discuss today, like types of residential and commercial systems and some of the electrical wiring systems like cleat wiring, casing and capping wiring, concealed conduct wiring, and what are the different residential wiring systems and commercial wiring systems. Types of residential and commercial wiring systems. Here you can see 4 different types. As I said, this one is first one, that is cleat wiring. Second one is casing and capping wiring. The third one is electrical conduct, and fourth one is concealed conduct wiring. Cleat wiring, it is a temporary system, mostly uses the PVC and VIR insulated wires that are secured to the walls, and the ceilings with a material like plastic, wood or porcelain. The second type is casing and capping wiring. This is an older method, mostly uses the insulated cables that are being fed through a wooden or a plastic enclosures. Mostly plastic enclosures are used. The third one is electrical conduit. This system is used to protect and route the electrical wires and cables in residential as well as commercial and industrial buildings also. Conduits can be installed above or underground and are usually buried in the walls, floors or ceilings. Last one is concealed conduct wiring. This is most popular basic wiring method used for residential because it is safer and more pleasing also. So first we will discuss about some of the wiring systems. Like the first one is cleat wiring. Cleat wiring is a temporary wiring. How does it work? Cleats are usually made up of wood or porcelain. As I said, they are mostly made up of wood or porcelain and which are screwed into a place into two parts. The buttons cleat has a groove to make a space for wiring. Here in this picture, you can see the picture of a cleat wiring here. In this cleat wiring, here you can see the 3 wires are being connected. These 3 wires, the distance is being maintained here by using this particular cleat. The distance is being maintained between these 3 wires and which is being mounted to the wood. So, what are the advantages of this cleat wiring? Cleat wiring is easy to install. It is very easy to install and the cost is very low and allows a quick upgrades and extensions. Means the extension can be done very easily and at a low cost. It is also easy to access or repair and inspections. For inspection purpose or for repairing purpose, and the maintenance, the replacements, the cost, everything is low compared to the other type of wiring. What are the uses of this cleat wiring? Cleat wiring is often used in under construction buildings, hospitals, drawing rooms, and high precision workshops. Mostly these are used in this particular places. This is a simple method with very low cost and easy to maintain. The next type is casing and capping wiring. Here you can see the picture of casing and capping wiring. This particular picture is for the casing. Inside this casing, inside this gap, we will be placing the conductors based on the width, based on the diameter of the particular conductor. We will be placing different conductors inside this casing, and this particular casing is being covered or closed with a capping here. So casing is available, and inside this casing the conductors are being provided, and those conductors are being closed with this capping. So that is why it is called as casing and capping wiring. It is an electrical wiring method where PVC insulated wires, here you can see 3 different wires of 3 different colors. See, these 3 wires are made up of like PVC insulated wires are placed in a plastic casing. So this particular casing is made up of plastic. This casing is made up of plastic and are covered with a cap. This capping, we will call it as cap, covered with a cap. The casing and capping system is often used for household wiring, mostly used for household wiring, the wire distribution, protection to the other wiring systems. Mostly used in offices and for houses also. This is also very simple, very low cost and easy to maintain. The next type is concealed conduct wiring. Concealed conduct wiring. Here you can see the picture of concealed conduct wiring. See, the concealed conduct wiring is a method of running electrical cables through a rigid conduits, that are hidden behind the walls, which are being placed behind the walls. That is, before construction of a building, before the completion of the construction, inside the walls, these conduits are being placed, and these are also available on the ceilings or the floors. The conduits protect the cables from damage and exposure. The conduits protect the cables from damage and exposure and provide a clean and uncluttered appearance. And from uncluttered appearance means there will be no overlapping like this, or there will be no jumbling like this. So clean, uncluttered appearance will be there. And here are some of the advantages of concealed conduct wiring. Like, the first one is safety. Concealed conduct wiring is considered as a safe wiring system. The second one is aesthetics. Concealed conduct wiring provides a clean and uncluttered appearance. The third one is durability. Metallic conducts are made from steel, which are durable but expensive. Because they are using the metal like steel, they may be expensive, but the durability as well as the lifetime is more when compared to a plastic conduits. Next one is, fourth one is reliability. Fourth one is reliability, where it is reliable and long lasting wiring system. When compared to the remaining types of wiring system, this particular wiring system is little bit strong, durable, and the lifetime is more compared to the remaining types of wiring systems. So, the process of setting up this concealed conduct wiring typically begins when the foundation of the house is being laid. When the foundation of the house being laid. The conducts can be made up of, as I said, they can be made up of plastic, metal, fiber, or clay. So, they can be made up of plastic, metal, fiber, and clay based on the budget. So, the plastic will be little bit cheaper and metal will be one of the costlier. So, based on the cost, based on the budget, we can use a plastic wiring system or like metal wiring system. And so, the previous ones like this one, casing and capping, which is made up of plastic, this is being placed on the wall, that is after construction of the house or after construction of a building. The first case also, this is also placed on the walls or placed on the wooden plate, placed on a wooden plate which is being fixed to the wall again. This is also after construction of a building. So, the first two cases are based on the after construction of a building, but the third one, this particular thing is before construction of a building. So, the wires are not visible outside the wall, they are placed inside the walls. What is residential wiring? See, residential wiring. In residential wiring, the insulation, that is completely covered with sheath insulation. The insulation is completely covered and protect wiring as well as residents from the electrical shock. The insulation is provided in order to protect the residents from electrical shock. Next, location. Usually hidden from view within the walls. As I said in the last wiring system, that is last wiring system, this one, that is concealed conduct wiring. This particular wiring is being placed inside the wall. So, usually they are hidden from the view inside the walls or rafters and crawl spaces in your house. And next one is load. Uses a single phase circuit of around 120 volts with the exception of appliances such as air conditioning units, refrigerators, washers and dryers with a use of two-phase circuit, that is 240 volts. For single phase circuits, that is 120 volts. For two-phase circuits, that is 240 volts. So, the refrigerators, conditioning units, washers, air conditioning units, refrigerators, washers, dryers, all these things minimum need 240 volts, and for remaining appliances like normal lights and fans, they require only 120 single phase voltage. So, the residential wiring is mainly done for 120 and 240 volts with a single phase or a two phase circuits. What is commercial wiring? See, the commercial wiring also has an insulation same as the residential wiring, has a higher level of insulation. When compared to the residential wiring, the commercial wiring will be having higher level of insulations, which is thermoplastic, which is made up of thermoplastic, high heat resistance, nylon coated for protection from the corrosive substances, from the protection from the corrosive substances. Why? Because the current is very high when compared to the residential. Not only current, the voltage also varies when compared to the residential wiring. So, commercial wiring always should have a higher level of insulation, which is made up of, as I said, thermoplastic. It should be a high heat resistance and with a nylon coating for protection from the corrosive substances. And location typically run through a tube-like conducts. In commercial wiring system, the wires are being placed inside the tube-like conducts which provide a protection from the damage. These conducts protect the wires from the damage but are easily accessible for servicing. But should be easily accessible for servicing. That is, for maintenance, the wires should be easily available. In that manner, the location should be present. Next one is load. Generally, a three-phase electrical system with two smaller legs, each with running with a voltage of 120 volts plus one wider leg running at 208 volts. This reduces the workload of individual wires but provides a higher output when compared with the residential wiring. So, these are the different types of residential as well as commercial wiring systems. The residential wiring system, the voltage is very less when compared to the commercial wiring system, and the commercial wiring system should have a good insulation which is made up of thermoplastic, and the residential wiring is mostly placed inside the walls which is not visible, but in commercial wiring system, the wiring system should be easily accessible for the maintenance. So, these are some of the comparisons between the residential as well as commercial wiring systems. In my next lecture, I am going to tell about few points like general rules and guidelines for installation and load calculation and sizing of the wire. How to decide the size of a wire based on the load or based on the voltage. Thank you.